Welcome to another Skyrim video. I'm Alex, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and check out more Skyrim videos in the playlist below. If you don't have Skyrim, there's a link below that will provide you with a huge discount, as well as many other games and weekly deals that are always worth checking out. For those of you kind enough to support the channel by clicking on the join button and becoming a member, I'll be happy to make a custom Skyrim or any other game video, provided that it's possible for me to do so. So let me know what you're interested in. Thank you for watching and enjoy the video. Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to improve the bodies of NPCs, mainly female bodies, so I'm suspecting a lot of guys will be into this type of a mod. And this mod comes up with quite a few different options. There are some explicit options which I'm not going to showcase because I want to keep this video family friendly. Caliente's beautiful body enhancer, I'm going to show you some additional options as well. I'm going to put some stuff on the screen right now so you can see what kinds of stuff you can do with it. You can make the female bodies more muscular, give them different shapes. There's also an optional face pack. So all kinds of different stuff that you can see on the mods page. And I'm gonna assume that you're a total beginner and that you don't know how to do this at all. So I'm gonna go from the very beginning on how to get started with modding Skyrim. Let's see if we can do this in a couple of minutes or less. Okay, so here's a quick installation tutorial for modding Skyrim, which applies to pretty much this mod as well as many others. And here I am in the root folder of the game, local disk D, Steam Apps Common Special Edition. I'm using Special Edition, but this works for Legendary Edition as well. Now here I have a couple of folders. I have MO2 tutorial, which I will be using in this video, and I also have mod organizer, which is the mod manager for my full build, and then for some showcases that I'm doing. But in this case I'm gonna go with this. So I'm gonna minimize this. Here I have some stuff that I already downloaded. I'm gonna minimize that as well. Now what you need to get started with modding Skyrim, you need a utility like, for example, 7-zip. So download the executable for your system, 64 bits for me in this case. And then after that, the first thing that we need is the Skyrim script extender, which is a requirement for many complex mods. And here you have a couple of options. You can download the classic build for, let's say, Skyrim Legendary Edition. I would suggest that you always go with 7Z archive. You can download the build for Special Edition, and then you have for VR. So for me, I'm gonna use this one. Now I already have that, so let's see what that is. Right here in the tools area. Unpack it, and then simply take all of these files. You can copy them and go to the root folder of the game and simply paste them. And since I already have it, I'm just overwriting, which is basically how you will be updating it, which is very important. You need to keep it updated. So I'm just gonna copy and replace all of them. And once that's done, we have the SKSE enabled, which is how we will be starting the modded version of Skyrim. Now the next thing that we need is a mod manager utility, and in this case I'm using mod organizer, which I think is the best one. There's a couple of other ones. So you need an account at nexusmods.com, and anytime you're downloading mods for, let's say, Special Edition, you always want to make sure that you are on the appropriate version of the website, because there is another one for Legendary Edition as well. Now some mods will work between the editions, like for example textures, but generally speaking you want to be at the right one. So here what you want to do is you want to go, once you have an account, a free account will do, go to Files, and then download the installer version, right here, the second one. You can use the archive, but I prefer installer because it comes up with some options. Once you have the installer, go back where you downloaded it, and let's see where it is, Mod Organizer 2, start it up. And then I'm gonna guide you real quick through the installation. Accept the agreement. You need to navigate to the folder where you want to install it. Now, as I said, here I have, for my full build, I'm just calling it Mod Organizer, but here I'm gonna install it for the showcase of this video. And you can call it Mod Organizer, Mod Manager, whatever you want. So navigate to Steam. Let's see, we need to go to Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim Special Edition, MO2 tutorial, install it right there. Now here what you want to do is you want to scroll down and you want to click on Handle Nexus Links, so you can download mods from Nexus website directly into the mod manager, which is very useful. I don't need a start menu folder, but I do want a desktop shortcut, and then simply install it. So give it a couple of seconds and that's it. Now once you have MO2 installed, there will be a quick tutorial when you first start it, so I suggest that you go through that. And I'm gonna launch it right now. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to either create a new instance or use portable. Now I use portable because I have multiple installations, and what portable does, once you install it, it simply places all the files, all the mods right there inside the folder. So that's pretty convenient, and that's why I like it. And there's no issues installing inside the root folder of the game. Sometimes you might hear people saying that you should not do that. They're referring mostly to permission issues with Windows. So if your Steam is not on your C drive, then it's totally fine. As you can see, I have multiple installations, everything works fine. Now here, the next thing you want to do is select Skyrim Special Edition, and you can show the tutorial. I'm gonna skip that, but you should go with it. Now the first thing that I like to do when I install Mod Organizer is I like to go to Tools, Settings. Here on the Nexus tab, you wanna enter your information so that the utility can connect to the website directly, so you can download mods. Endorsement integration, if you don't want to endorse mods, which I highly recommend that you do because you're helping mod authors, you can disable that. And you can also change the theme of the utility. I like to use, you go here, style, I like to use, let's see if I remember, paper light. I think that's the one that I like. Yeah, that's the style that I like to use. Now once you have Mod Organizer, you can see some stuff here. If you go to the tutorial, it will be much clearer. And what you want to do is you're actually basically ready to mod Skyrim now. And then finally, after we've done all of that, the last thing that we can do is click on this drop down menu, which is where you start the modded version of the game. Select SKSE because we installed SKSE. That will simply start an instance of Skyrim with mods enabled. You can go to something like shortcut and then put it on desktop. And now you have an icon from which you can start the modded version of the game. You can rename that to something like Skyrim Mods. And you can even change the look of the icon. If you go to Properties, Change Icon, and then root folder of the game, find the executable, it will simply pick up the icon, click OK, and now it looks cool. So anytime you want to play, you can just start from there. It will be nice if you're already logged into Steam, but if you're not, Mod Organizer also has an option to log you in. So that's basically how you start installing mods for Skyrim Special and Legendary Edition. And now let's move on to the next step. And now we can finally install Caliente's beautiful bodies. Now before we install that one, we can also install RaceMenu, which is basically another character appearance extender when you're creating characters. The reason why I recommend this one, and I actually did a video on this one, is because Caliente's mod comes with options that are integrated with this one. So go to the files area and then simply download either Mod Manager or manual. I have downloaded everything manually. So once you download RaceMenu, you can go ahead and do the same for Caliente's mod, download that one. Here you can go with the main archive, it's a little bit bigger, 404 megabytes, manual Mod Manager. Here I have some optional files, you don't need to concern yourself with that as a total beginner right now. And then finally, another mod that I'm going to show you in this video is called Total Character Makeover. I already covered this mod before as well. But the reason why this mod is good is because this mod will basically improve the look of all the NPCs in the game, all different races, all different types of NPCs, and it's compatible with Caliente's mod because Caliente's mod comes with a face optional pack, which you don't have to install, as I'm going to show you now. But this one mostly focuses on that, so some textures and faces. So all of those are basically compatible. So once you download all of that, on this icon here you can install mods manually. First I'm gonna put RaceMenu. And anytime you're installing mod, you want to make sure that it says here looks good. This keeps the data folder structure like this. If it doesn't look good, let's say it looks like a little bit different, then you just go right click and set data directory, and generally speaking it will put all the files how they need to be. So install RaceMenu and then simply enable it, and the plugin will show up here. And then after that, what you want to do is install Caliente's mod, and you need to wait a little bit. Now I actually selected some stuff because I don't want to show the more explicit stuff in the video. Vanilla outfits, face options. I'm gonna go without the face pack because I'm gonna use Total Character Makeover. eyebrow stuff, click next, all kinds of different stuff. And here you can select RaceMenu because we're using RaceMenu, more files for body and outfits, and there are other stuff that you can do with Caliente's mods, and there are some other tools and utilities, but I'm not going to showcase that because that is a little bit more advanced. So, and I'm pretty sure most of the people are not interested in that anyway, they just want to get the mods up and running. So go ahead, click install, and then wait until it completes, a little bit larger. And then after you install that one, enable it, and you want to make sure that the plugins are here. And you can always go with something like sort. Generally speaking, Mod Organizer will sort all the plugins properly. It has loot, which is another utility integrated directly into it. So if you're not sure how the load order should be like, which again might be a little bit confusing for beginners, basically whenever you have mods that do the same thing, the conflict winner will always be the mod that's beneath the one. For example, if these two mods do the same thing, then this one will be the conflict winner and this one will be discarded. But other changes from this one will also apply. So it's a little bit confusing. So as a total beginner, I would just suggest that you go with sort, and this will, generally speaking, sort out most of the issues for you. So now that we have RaceMenu and Caliente's mod, and that's basically it. The Caliente's mod is installed. Depending on the options that you installed, downloaded, everything will be in the game. Finally, we can also add something like total character makeover, and then this simply adds some meshes and textures. Click OK, and when you don't have the ESP or ESL files, then when you activate that mod, you're simply adding more assets to the game. And as you can see, Mod Organizer will show you a little conflict here. It will show you that it's overwriting some of the files from this mod. And that's basically how you can improve the character appearance in Skyrim. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more Skyrim videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.